Once upon a time, there was a little boy. He grew up in a small village where his family struggled just to put food on the table. He wore shoes that didn't fit, clothes passed down from older cousins, and often fell asleep listening to his parents whisper about unpaid debts. From the outside, he looked like any other poor child. But inside, he carried something invisible, a signal he didn't yet understand. One day, an old man in the village told him, "You may not have much, but what surrounds you is louder than gold. It's your presence, your energy. Train that, and the world will train its eyes on you." The boy didn't know what the man meant, but he never forgot those words. Years passed. The boy became a young man. He tried everything to escape poverty: long hours of work, odd jobs, chasing every opportunity he could find. But no matter how hard he pushed, life pushed back harder. It felt as though the world was deaf to his effort. Until one day, exhausted, he remembered the old man's words. He realized he had been chasing the world, but never asking, "What is my signal broadcasting? What do I radiate before I even open my mouth?" That moment changed everything. You see, wealth begins long before it lands in your account. It starts in the unseen, in the field of energy you carry everywhere you go. I call that your signal. And your signal decides what follows you and what runs away from you. Think of it like this. A radio station doesn't beg people to listen. It simply broadcasts. And those who resonate with the frequency tune in naturally. Your aura works the same way. This young man realized he didn't attract what he wanted, he attracted what he was. When he carried doubt in his bones, life echoed it back. When he felt guilty for wanting more, opportunities seemed to vanish. But the moment he shifted his signal even slightly, people began to notice. They said, "Something about you feels different." And they were right. His aura had changed. Here's the truth. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what your signal proves you are. Every thought is a transmission. Every emotion is a code. Every belief is either pulling prosperity toward you or pushing it away. You are either a magnet or a repellent. So the young man began to train. Not his muscles, not his hustle, but his aura. He woke each morning and asked, "What am I broadcasting today? Stress, fear, or possibility?" That first signal set the tone for his entire day. And slowly, everything around him began to shift. Gratitude became his daily ritual. Calm became his shield. Envy, he let it go. Desperation, he replaced it with faith. Wealth doesn't begin in your wallet. It begins in your imagination. Can you walk as though freedom is already yours? Can you hold the emotional posture of abundance before the world delivers the proof? Most people can't. They wait for evidence before they believe. But those who attract wealth believe first, and the evidence follows. The boy, now a man, shed the stories of scarcity. He realized he wasn't born doubting his worth. That doubt had been taught by fearful parents, anxious teachers, and a society addicted to struggle. And if it was taught, it could be unlearned. Wealth responds to readiness. And readiness isn't about timing, it's about energy. Money avoids guilt, fear, and shame. But it gravitates towards certainty, calm, and contribution. So he guarded his field. He stopped spending time with complainers. He stopped scrolling through negativity. Every conversation, every habit, every environment became training for his aura. He understood, your aura is in training 24 hours a day. You might as well train it with intention. His daily practice was simple yet powerful. 1. Audit his emotions. What am I broadcasting right now? 2. Align his body. Breathe into the feeling of already being free, safe, and prosperous. 3. Visualize his future self not as a wish, but as a rehearsal. And then he carried that signal into his day. It didn't take years. Within weeks, opportunities began arriving. People trusted him more. Doors opened. Not because he worked harder than before, but because he broadcasted differently. His aura became undeniable. And that's what the richest people in history understand. They don't just sell with words. They sell with presence. They don't convince. They resonate. And you can too. Certainty, calm, alignment, contribution. These are the building blocks of a wealthy aura. When your baseline shifts, your results shift. So here's the challenge. For the next 30 days, practice emotional discipline like it's your job. Replace every doubt with belief. Replace every complaint with gratitude. Replace every fear with action. Because wealth doesn't chase effort alone. If it did, the hardest workers would be the richest. Wealth follows alignment. Train your aura, and soon you won't need to beg for opportunity. You'll walk into rooms, and opportunity will beg for you. The man who was once a hungry boy with holes in his shoes became a leader in his town, not because of luck, not because of inheritance, but because he learned to broadcast clearly, walk boldly, and train his aura until it spoke louder than his fears. But remember this: wealth is not only about the money that arrives in your hands, it is about the people and opportunities your aura invites into your life. When your signal radiates fear, you attract those who feed on fear. But when your signal radiates strength, calm, and certainty, you attract allies, mentors, and partners who help you grow. Wealth does not travel alone, it comes through the networks of energy you build, and your aura is the gatekeeper. So let me ask you one final question. What do others feel the moment you walk into a room? Do they feel calm, inspired, uplifted, or do they feel worry, doubt, and lack? That feeling is worth more than any number in a bank account. Because money may come and go, but presence true, magnetic presence creates a legacy that outlives you. Train your aura not only to attract wealth, but to awaken greatness in others. Because in the end, your greatest treasure is not what you own, but what your presence leaves behind. So let me leave you with this. Wealth is not the prize. Wealth is the side effect. The real prize is who you become when you raise your signal. A person of calm power. A person who trusts their worth. A person whose presence creates possibility for others. That is the kind of wealth no one can take from you. So remember this: you were not born to chase. You were born to attract. And when your signal aligns with abundance, the world has no choice but to answer. If you don't subscribe, the algorithm will pretend we never met. And chances are, you'll never see us again. So hit subscribe, so you don't miss the words that could change your day.